Hi, my name is Danielle Mitchell. I am the owner of Melanin Business, which is a global Black business directory, and we are currently in 5 different countries. And we have over 180 users, and we have about 1,000 business listings. I'm also the owner of Average Black Girl, and that is a space where I encourage Black girls to focus on what they are good at and start different businesses. I believe that everyone should have a side hustle and start developing that while they are working full-time or going to school full-time. I have a YouTube channel where I have tutorials, as well as I'm vlogging and giving business tips and tricks, as well as I have an online course that people can take to help find their businesses. I was working with Coca-Cola. I had graduated from college a year ago, and I had moved to Orlando, Florida. And unfortunately, Trayvon Martin happened. And so with me, that sparked some interest in me. I was not doing anything beneficial for the community or really anyone else at that point. I was very selfish. I had just graduated and I was just enjoying Florida, being from Chicagoland area, the sunny weather, and just the new people and new environment totally took over my life. So when that happened, I decided that it was time for me to figure out what was good that I can do for the world with my skill sets. So at first, I was helping all of my friends get in with Coca-Cola. They had a great referral company, and that's how I started doing resumes. And so that's where that career development part of Average Black Girl comes in. But in May of 2015, I decided to put myself out there and start a YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel at first focused on me going to Black businesses and reviewing them and showing that we do have positive, where you can have great experiences in the Black community. So I was going about and doing that. Once my following said that they were interested in what I had to say, once I hit 400 subscribers, I started a website. After the website, and I started my Facebook fan page. Once I hit 1,000 Facebook fan pages, then I started my online courses. I also, once I hit 1,000 Facebook fan pages with Average Black Girl, I just started to putting in the work to create Melanin Business. So that is my passion project for the world. One of the challenges is when I don't see consistent growth. So you can't expect, year 10 results in year 2. Everybody's gonna have their own different growing pains, and we're all gonna get that viral sensation or that made it eventually. But while you're working, for me, when I don't have an increase of likes or an increase in engagement or an increase of products or brand, then I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What's happening? So when you have that, you need to look inside yourself and figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong for the month? So it's really important to have monthly goals so that every week you're able to look in and see, okay, I'm not hitting my week 1 goal, so if I don't change something, I'm not gonna hit my month goal. So being highly organized and holding yourself accountable to these goals. When you're first starting and you're working full-time and working on your business, you're not gonna have enough time in the day to do everything perfectly. So set goals for yourself, but also understand that you're doing something that a lot of people don't do and will never do. And when you're doing something extraordinary, it's okay if you don't hit those goals that you make in your head. Be okay with yourself, give yourself some leniency, but then readjust and make sure that you still are holding yourself accountable. Just because you haven't completed the goals when you wanted to doesn't mean that you just don't let them go and don't do them at all. I hired a business coach, and I had a business coach to help me for a good 4 months. And think about it, I was in Atlanta. It was summertime. I was single. I was still working for corporate America. Like, I wanted to have fun, but I also had some goals that I wanted to start. So I had a business coach to hold me accountable. And the way that I set it up with my business coaches, we were meeting once a week officially. We were also meeting once a week unofficially, so that she could check me and be like, hey, have you started working on the goals that we talked about? And the goals weren't just something that she gave me and like it was a student teacher mentality. I was very a part of making my goals and helping to put together those steps. So I needed that to hold me accountable for, I think we started in June and I had her until October. And then in January is when I quit my jobs. The most rewarding part of my own is the reviews I get. I get reviews from people writing me long messages saying, I had this idea, I was trying to figure it out, you really laid it out for me, you made it easy, you want me to understand. My thing is, I want to teach you what's going on so that you never have to pay me again for the same thing or anybody else. And a lot of times we just want to pay someone to do something, pay someone to take care of one thing, but that's how you get ripped off. And that is something that a lot of businesses, especially in the African American community, face now. So all I'm doing is I'm taking what I've learned from these major corporations and not only using it in my business, but feeding it to the community. One of my biggest success stories was a company in Bronzeville, and they weren't even on Google Maps. So I'm outside taking pictures, writing reviews, and now if you look, they've had over 20,000 reviews in the last 5 months. So first is don't give up and be consistent. But if you're going to ask somebody some advice about your business, don't ask your family and don't ask your friends. You're going to want to ask somebody that will give you information 100% without worrying about your feelings and not being a yes man. So that's why I like social media. You can ask people that know of you, but they're not your friends, so they don't care about hurting your feelings, and they'll tell you yes or no. SurveyMonkey and other type of survey forms are something that you need to use, and be organized. Take an online class, take an online course. Awesomely Techie is a great tool that people can use if you want to get into the who's who of what's in tech. And for me, I actually have a $7 social media checklist that you can get on my store at averageblackgirl.org that gives you all of the apps, the tools, the metrics to make your life easier, because social media game is consuming and it is a little bit overwhelming, but if done right, it'll definitely help you. You can find me at Danielle Mitchell on Facebook, Average Black Girl on Facebook, and Melanin Business on Facebook.